Peace, Islam. Hey, what's up? This for the students of Latin and law and philosophy. When you practice, you want to practice some Latin. Pull out a maximum for our book, $1 million free online, and just read. And while I've been reading, I take out some of the ones I like. So yeah, let me make a video. We'll go through it together. Let's begin. Principalioribus seu dignioribus est inquandum. So I say that again. Principalioribus seu dignioribus est inquandum. I can look at that and see that that's a good book. I like the way they structured us. So we must begin with the more noble or more important matters. Or in other words, we must attain to the things of the greatest consequence. Everything else is what we call petty. And it's a real message for the heads of the brothers and sisterhoods to keep in mind. Attend to the more important matters. Accusare nemo se debet nisi coram Deo. Nobody ought to accuse himself unless before God. That goes without saying. Actax teora indicant interiora secreta. External, let's say that again. Acta exterioria indicata interioria secreta. External actions point out the secret intentions within. I always say that I can't read minds, but the other two I can gauge, which is thoughts. I can't read thoughts, but it's words and actions you can gauge. The third part of that, thoughts, you can gauge based off those words and actions. The outward show the inward intent. Actori non probandi absolvitur reus. When the accuser cannot prove his charge, the accused is acquitted. The accuser must always prove, not the one being accused. They have no burden in proving nothing. Actori incumbit onus probandi. The burden of proving lies upon the prosecutor or the accuser. Actus me invito factus, non est meus actus. An act done involuntarily on my part is not my act. Involuntarily on my part. That's why your name is very important. Risu periculum naturalis ratio permittit se defendere. Say that again. Adversus periculum naturalis ratio permit se defendere. A natural reason allows one to defend himself against danger. And that's why we got laws like stand your ground and self-defense, because the law recognizes a natural law why a man will defend himself against danger. No need to have a case. It's natural. Aer lux aqua profluens ferrae nulli propria omnibus communia. Say it one more time. Aer lux aqua profluens ferrae nulli propria omnibus communia. Air, light, which is energy. The running water, which is river flowing. The wild beasts are the property of none, but common to all. And these are things they'll make you pay for, because they feel if they take the water, the running water, put it through pipes and systems, then they're doing you a favor, a service. So you gotta pay now. But if you take that same river and you construct that water to come to your house yourself, you wouldn't have to pay shit, because the law say it's a property of none. That goes for a lot of things: air, water, energy, wild beasts. And that's what we always say: give unto Caesar what is Caesar, and give those your treasures from Allah, which is air, light, water, and the beast. Aequum et bonum ex lex legum. Aequum et bonum ex lex legum. You must really need to translate that for the students of Latin. That which is just or equal and good is the law of laws. Remember that if you dealing with law, the law is those things that are just and those things that are good. Are the top laws, written or unwritten. Aleat genea res terpissimae. Aleat genea res terpissimae. The dice and the brothel are infamous things. We talked about this a couple times on the channel. There's famous and there's infamous. You would be notable, which is known by many. You could be known for good things, or you could be known for bad things. One is infamy, bad things, and one is fame, good things. So watch that. Some people think they're famous, but they're really infamous. A lot of people knowing you isn't what people should be chasing, but that's what they're chasing. So that means they'll sacrifice their humanity for the sake of it, thinking that it's all about being notable. No, you gotta be notable for a thing. So people just decide to take the easy route and be notable for the bad things. But as long as they're notable and as long as they get their quote unquote money, right? But just keep that in mind. Elegans contraria non est audiendus. Elegans contraria non est audiendus. A person alleging contradictory things are not to be heard. And that goes what I was saying. Elegans suam turpitudinem non est audiendus. Elegans suam turpitudinem non est audiendus. A person alleging his own disgrace is not to be heard. Bonus iudex secundum aequum et bonum iudicat, et aequitatem scripto iuri praefert. Let's read that in more west. And bonus iudex secundum aequum et bonum iudicat et aequitatem recto iuri praeferta. A good judge decides according to what is just and good, and prefers equity to strict law. A good judge, bonus iudex. Qui libet in arte sua credendum. Qui libet in arte sua credendum. We ought to believe everyone in his own profession. And I always like to say, don't go to the dentist asking him about fixing cars, just go to the mechanic. And that's cool. Another thing, don't go to a man to learn about a man if that man's still alive. I see that a lot too. People tell people's story, they still here. Like, you cannot possibly know more than the man about himself. Don't do that. No matter how much you think you know, let the man tell about themselves. And another thing we do, don't go to a Japanese person looking for Jamaican history. And that just for an example. Just go to the Jamaican. Kubast, and United States, they truly believe they can write my history for me. Or y'all, or us. They definitely cannot. Kubast il miscere se rei adse no pertinenti. And again, these type of stuff you use in law. And they definitely can't write your history for you because of things like this. How about you believe everyone in his own profession, or own race, or own family, or own whatever. And culpaste in miscere se reiadse no pertinenti. It is a fault to meddle with that which one has no business. We're always violating that. But the law will protect those from people who meddling in their business. Condemnant quo non intellegunt. They condemn what they do not understand. Pretty much. Most condemnations and shunning come from misunderstandings. Fair too. I think we're gonna talk about that in a later court. But a lot of these things, it's incantations from your ancestors, especially if you use more your ancestors' language and just these incantations. Use it. Audentes fortuna iuvat. Audentes fortuna iuvat. Fortune favors the bold. Virgil. I'm say this one. He ain't got nobody. We don't know. But this was a good one too. Hold on. Shit. Alright, fortune favors the bold. That's like an incantation for confidence. Not ignorant confidence, but with intelligence. Go for your goals. Go for the things you want. And always in good nature. Good things, of course. Not ignorant stuff. That ain't what it's talking about. But the bold was the confident. The intelligently competent. non fortuna homines aestimabo, se moribus. Again, non fortuna homines aestimabo, sed moribus. I do not estimate the men for their fortune, but for their habits. So, yet another quote that teach how not to be starstruck. Always peep the man. You don't care about the outside, so that's how you blind yourself. Seneca got a good bit. Magna bonitatis est velle fieri bonum. So pars magni bonitatis est velle fieri bonum. Much of goodness consists in wanting to be good. And that goes what I was saying. Animus risu novatur. The spirit is refreshed with laughter. Cicero. And we got things like laughter is the best medicine. Risu is bonum optime medicina. Laughter is the best medicine. Amicus certus in re incerta cernitur. Amicus certus in re incerta cernitur is one's friends are known in the hour of need. Ennius. And we still use that today. Ennius. 1,000 years. Crudelius est qua mori semper temere mortem. It is more cruel to always fear death than to die. Seneca. Another good one from Seneca. If you live your life throughout your life, instead of enjoying the moments, you got perpetual fear of things. That's worse than death, because the life is there to be enjoyed. Right? The life itself is to be celebrated and enjoyed. Nimium ne crede colori. Trust not much to looks. That goes back real Virgil, similar to Seneca one. This one right here. Same thing, don't judge books by a cover. There's much more to people than what we see. Much more beauty, much more intelligence and creativity and inspirations and stuff within man that we can rarely see. We only see about a small percentage of things with our eyes. That's just one sense. Alright. But he said not too much, so trust some in looks, right? Because we got the things like always look your best, stuff like that, right? So don't neglect your looks. First impression is the best impression, those type of things. So he said trust not too much, which that breeds prejudices. Reading the book by a cover. Timendi causa es nescire. Timendi causa est nescire. Ignorance is the cause of fear. Seneca. And we talked about that earlier. Ignorance, for the most times, why people fear things. Like, right, that makes sense, right? Ignorance means you don't know what's happening. And When people scared of something, why? The reason is because they don't know what's gonna happen. They don't know how the consequence or benefit or whatever. They don't know what's on the other side of the fence yet. So basically, most of your fears come from you not knowing anything. So what that means, gain knowledge of things and eliminate these fears. Seneca again. Veritas nunquam perita. Truth never dies. And truth is those things that never dies. Like love, hate. You go back into the beginning of time and you got these same things like love and hate in the air. Never dies. So it's truth. Mothers, fathers never die. Truth. The sun and the moon, truth. Qui totum vult, totum perdit. He who wants everything loses everything. That's just a incantation to stop you from having too much greed and selfishness. And just tell yourself, qui totum vult, totum perdit. Incantation. Quam bene vivas refert, non quam diu. It is how well you live that matters, not how long. Seneca getting deep in here. Noli floras ire, in tiepsum redi interiore, homine habitas veritas. Noli floras ire, don't lose yourself. In te ipsum redi, return to you. In interiore homine habitat veritas. Don't lose yourself, return to yourself. Inside of you lives the truth. And that's just us. I suppose our favorite thing. Study yourself. And when you finish studying yourself, you ask me where else to study. We're going to tell you yourself. Si vis amari, ama. If you wish to be loved, love. Simple. Augustine. Drop 2 in a row. Augustine. Si vis amari, ama. That's a good ass line for a sign or a doormat. Vestis verum redit. And look, where we get the word reddit from. You see, these companies use Latin words, incantations, because they understand our blood quantum. They still can speak to your ancestors with these words. Vestis verum redit. The clothes makes the man. So you see how he is a little slightly different from Seneca earlier. Where he trusts less into the looks. He's saying the clothes do make the man. Because he coming from the opposite pole of that. You know, we got balance and everything. What he touching on is what we talked about earlier. Always looking your best. First impression is the best impression. Cleanliness is next to godliness. And those things. Plus, the clothes basically gonna tell you about how disciplined, how, for the most part, right? Well keptness. How much basically a person care about their own temple, which is their body, and things, other things. Aut viam in veniam, aut faciam. Another one of my favorite from one of the greatest generals in all time, Hannibal. I will find a way, or I will make one. And again, not in an unintelligent way. This is not get rich or die trying. This is, if I try and I fail, trying 1,000 more times. This incantation will help you try that 1,000 more times. If you tell yourself, I will make one, I will find a way, I will make a way, but I will get this goal or this job done. Anibam. So out viam in veniam, out faciam. What a great incantation to give yourself strength when you feel like you want to give up on something. Just say that out viam in veniam, out faciam. Nemo mortaliob omnibus horis sapit. No mortal is wise at all times. And that one just telling us to humble ourselves, understand knowledge is infinite, impossible to possess it all in one lifetime of man, right? A mortal. Fortis est non perturbaris in rebus asperis. The strong does not falter in adversity. Another good from Cicero. Another good incantation when you getting a little tired, when you doing your job or your work or your project or your goal, dream, practicing, doing something, and you getting tired. Just fortis is the non perturbaris in rebus asperis. The strong, those who claiming to be strong, as those that does not falter in adversity. And that's in the things of adversity. That's the literal translation of that Latin phrase. Those that are strong, those who have strength, as does not falter in the things that's adversarial. Omniquot movetur ab alio movetur. Everything that moves is moved by something else. Aquinas. What aquinas means is, that's a humbling incantation, because people think that when they get to a certain place and success, our goals, you gotta remember, throughout the way, you always being helped, always being assisted. No matter how much you think you do it by yourself, you being assisted. Even if you learn that thing from a book, from an author, from the past, like these incantations come from Aquinas. He passed this down through time. So that's and the person who attributes to a thing. Everybody attributing, your parents, ain't ever something you did alone, ever. Multifamam conscientiam pauci verentur. Many fear their reputation, few their conscience. And that's deep plenty. Because what plenty mean is, many fear their reputation because they hide, right? People do hide where they don't want the people around them to see them doing the thing. I don't want nobody to know I doing that. I want to be looked at a certain way. But the thing that you should be worrying about is your own conscience. You shouldn't be doing that for your own conscience, where you don't have to be thinking about why you did something so effed up later. And you know that always conscience is a real thing. People turn themselves in, people run, people stress themselves out, commit suicide. They do things because they fight against their own conscience, and that's who you need to fear, not your reputation. You need to do both, but you need to fear both, but because you always got to keep a good name. But your own conscience is what you need to worry about, to judge you first before any outside force judges you. Optimum est pati quod emendare non possis. So optimum est pati quod emendare non possis. It is best to endure what you cannot change. Seneca, tell him again. Optimum est pati quod emendare non possis. Because you're going to get consumed, and it'll make it worse for you. You can't change it. Imperare sibi maximum imperium est. To rule yourself is the ultimate power. Seneca again, I have to do a whole Seneca reading. Imperare sibi maximum imperium est. And that's, you need to write that on your wall. To rule yourself is the ultimate power, not other men. So we done with this call this incantation session. We doing more than one thing. We practicing Latin for the students of Latin, for the students of law, for the students of psychology and philosophies. We all get something good out this one, and we'll do this more often. See you in the next one. Walete. Peace.